Alright, trade recap. Going over what I saw throughout the day and what I took. I took 2 trades today, but coming into the day, I marked out this SMT, which I noticed with ES that we did have, and we were trading back inside of this 4 hour. So this is gave me reason to believe we were kind of slightly bearish. But coming into the 1 hour, I had this level marked out. Kind of wanted to see us dip down into this, and I was just kind of waiting for the 9 a.m. close, and we also had a red folder news at around 9 a.m. so I was just kind of waiting to do that. But scale to the 15, yeah, it was just, this was aligned with a, I think, 30-minute 15-minute hourly for Valley Gap, and at 9 a.m. it was a 4 hour for Valley Gap. So this was a real high interest point where I did want to see. But coming into the day, since this SMT was already in place, I kind of wanted us to see us grab these highs and then displace, just because this is a protected high. So I wanted us to displace from that point on. But honestly, I kind of not hesitated on an entry, but it just happened too quick. So with those highs, I think this was around market open. So these are the 2 trades I did take. I got break even on this trade, and I got full stopped out on this trade. But I did de-risk today, solely because at open we were just kind of chopping, and then news hit. Now we're building better for Valley Gaps, and we're building good price action now. But these were the highs I wanted to see get taken. And this was actually, I think this was pre-market, so yeah. And oh yeah, I hesitate on this just because this was around open. So like, I'm taking a trade right at open. I think it aligned with the 5-minute close. So we did have this 5-minute condition right here. So this was like the first trade I was gonna take, and so I would have targeted, yeah, like these lows already got took. So I guess this new low or equilibrium within this range. But I did hesitate. So once we got this 5-minute inverse, we didn't grab this swing low yet, because this would have been my break-even point. So I told myself, okay, let me wait for like a 1-minute pullback to like the change of the state, and we did get it on this leg, I believe. Yeah, change of the state would have been right here. Actually, we didn't get it, but we did get it on this second leg. I think that's why I hesitated, because I wanted to see it get pulled back to this first leg. Then again, on the 2-minute, 4-minute, yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, that's the reason why I hesitated. But I mean, I like this trade overall. So once we got this pullback, I could have answered right here, because you're already green after this 5-minute inverse if ES didn't take that draw yet. So that eventually hit. I mean, this would have been around, like a 1.7. But that was the first opportunity I saw just upon open, and then after open I was just waiting for 9 a.m. and then we created this 4-hour condition. And this is where I did mess up on. It's kind of like, because if the roles were reversed, I definitely would have took this trade to the upside. So we were just creating these equal lows, and I wanted us to dip into this hourly for Valley Gap, because this was an hourly at the time. Yeah, this was an hourly for Valley Gap. We were already inside an hourly, so like, we really didn't need to. Then again, I believe we were at EQ of the range also, yeah. So we were already at EQ of the range. So yeah, and this is something I'm like noticing right now too. So I mean, this is a good point for us to get bought right back up. But I did have confidence in this high time frame SMT for us to at least displace like lower, and then come into the day, we can see like what happened during, like, we just kind of chopped up during Asia. We accumulated during Asia. London, I'm not sure if we manipulated, we were just distributed, and then just coming into pre-market, we were just kind of ranging. So I thought New York, we could expand lower, at least to this 4 hour. I wanted to see this 4 hour get hit real bad. So yeah, and then yeah, just London lows were just not really achievable. I just kind of wanted to see a retracement. I wasn't looking for London. We did have an SMT right here too. Wasn't looking for London at all. But where I messed up on my first trade, yeah, okay, so I wanted this hourly gap to get hit. It never got hit, but I know the roles were reversed. So this is how ES was looking. ES was nowhere near that high. So that's the SMT. Nowhere near that high, so I wanted us to, and we did displace from it. You know, we went up this high, and this was a protected high, and we displaced. Actually, that's, I'm getting too chopped up. But yeah. But yeah, okay, around that point, this is okay. So the thing about where I messed up on my first trade, ES did, so once 9 a.m. open, ES did dip into that 4 hour. Right here. So this is the 4 I wanted to get hit on NQ. This is a 1 hour as well. It dipped into that 1 hour. So this SMT for rally gap. Then like I just wanted it on NQ. So I just kind of like, and this is where I messed up. So we did create this 5-minute condition, and we just, that's what I'm saying, when the bias or when everything is chopping up and you really don't know the direction. Like we had SMT on this side, but then we had a SMT down here with this rally gap in this 4 hour, so we don't need to trade back down into this 4 hour on NQ because it already got hit on ES. So I kind of knew that, but I still took the trade. I was still confident in it, and we got this 5 minutes. So this was the 5-minute condition where I like, after we came back up, swept these highs, and we're leaving relative equal lows right here. But then again, this could have been a protected low. So it was just like, that's why my trade failed, and why I think it failed, because I kind of knew going into this. And this was the fill right here. I didn't like this fill, so I was gonna wait for a 1 minute pullback. So I waited to get pulled back into that range, back into the inverse, and that's where I entered short. I had stops at this high, just to a 1-to-1 into this 4 hour, because I did want to see us come dip into this 4 hour and then get bought back up. Then again, they happen on ES. Like everything I wanted to see it happen on ES, while creating an SMT within this range. It just, I don't trade ES, so I didn't like it, you know. And this was good. This was like everything on ES. It looked solid right here. After dipping into this 4 hour, we initially dipped into the 1 hour. I think right upon open it made it to the 4 hour. We dipped it, and we got the resweep inside the 4 hour as well. And then yeah, I mean, the highest time frame would be this 3-minute inversion, but then the fill wouldn't have been good. Like a good re-entry I saw on ES was these highs right here. How we almost took it, boom, we just instantly manipulate to the 50% extension as well, and then we got this engulfing candle. Just stop and just like a cool little 1-to-1. And if your bias is higher, you could have targeted this high and even this high, I believe. Oh, or actually no, we didn't hit on this high. In Q we hit that high. But yeah, this was my first trade. I got stopped out 4 minutes, so it was a quick stop out, but I did de-risk on this play just because like I didn't like this range. I didn't like this chop. No trades. I wouldn't take a trade during this. So that was my first play. I lost around 150 on this. I de-risked half of my thing, yeah. And then the second play, we just, so after this, it was the only long could potentially seen. It's on ES, that right there, and then we finally took these highs on ES, and I was like, okay, what's the highest point like we could go to? So go on the 1 hourly on NQ. I noticed these highs. Like, okay, this is the highest point I would like want NQ to go for us to at least rebalance back into this range. Oh yeah. Oh, and this was actually a 1 hour for rally gap too. I marked that out as a 15-minute. So this is a 1 hour and 15-minute for rally gap. Yeah, so this is the 15 I marked, and this was the highest point I wanted to see price go. For me to then to take a mech model down. And this in this trade, so boom. So we initially come up there. So this is the liquidity level. So we come up, boom, we resweep, and when we resweep, we come back into this 15-minute and hourly for rally gap. And boom, instant displacement, and we got the 1 minute inversion. That was the only condition, which is the 1 minute. There was no 2 minute, it was just this 1 minute. But I mean, look how sudden it was. So I waited for us to come back into a fill where I would like at least to a 1-to-1 or to favor what I believe my draw was, which was the second 5 minute at the time. First 5 minute was just break even, second 5 minute. But this is where I did mess up, and I should have adjusted my stop loss and take profit at this 1-to-1, because once we got this inversion, we kind of got bought back up. And ES at the time, this is where we started to take off. ES got bought back up, taking this high. So I was just in this trade like, this is my breaking. We just kept on edging the break-even point, and then boom, we finally hit the break-even point. But then I noticed on the 15 minutes, since it had already closed, this became a 15-minute condition. So this should have been my new, at least TP1, or yeah, at least my new take profit. And I should have adjusted it to that point, just because since we're ranging so long without taking this low, it creates a 15-minute condition instead. And so we don't need, like, technically, mechanically, we don't need to trade back into this second 5 minute. But this eventually did hit, but I did get break even. I actually got on my position once I noticed this was a 15-minute. I'm like, okay, like I should have TP'd already. I should have adjusted my stop loss to a 1-to-1 and just took the TP at this 1-to-1 or at this level, because we did come up break even, and then after I got break even, full on went to the draw. Even this draw. But yeah, and honestly, this is where the SMT got put in. So I'm not sure if there's a 30-second or a lower time frame inversion. But yeah, once we put this SMT in, I was just more confident in it. But yeah, I noticed that, like, oh, this is a 15 minute. I'm like, man, I just need to get out. Or I know, like, break even. I could have just let it hit break even, but I was only down $90 today. So this was my second trade. It eventually played out because, I mean, mechanically this is gonna work. Just that was my second play. Yeah, but I noticed, yeah, just where I messed up, there was SMT right here, so we don't need to trade back down into this low. That's my first mistake I noticed with my first play. But then I did have high confidence. We had an external SMT and we had an internal with this high and this high. ES didn't take this high. Yeah, he was just nowhere near these highs with the whole range, and all up until 10 a.m. Then again, on the higher time frame, we already rebalanced the equilibrium. Yeah, I wanted to be picky and have it at this 4 hour, but that already happened on ES. So I know if the roles were reversed, I would have definitely took this long. Or actually, I mean, I would have took this retracement. This was good, but I mean, if it was not good. But the reason I took this mech, though, we hadn't taken this low yet on ES or both of the pairs, so that's why I just liked it and waited for a pullback before hitting this low. But if we were to take these lows first, this break-even point on ES before NQ does, I wouldn't like the trade anymore. Yeah, precision. This point, precision, low key. Yeah. My recap for today.